CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.
On Crypto Corner today, we are joined by co-founder of Chainlink, Sergey Nazarov. Sergey, hi, thank you so much for joining in. And congratulations are in order because the White House has endorsed you, highlighting Chainlink's crucial role as a decentralized Oracle network, also acknowledging the kind of importance that you are really bringing into stablecoins.
I'm seeing a lot of adoption in DC of blockchain technology generally, and because Chainlink is the leading provider of a type of that technology called oracles and oracle networks, I think it's very natural for the US government to start, adopting our technology as well. Also, we've been very active here in DC in terms of helping create various legislation, guidance from a regulatory point of view, trying to work with the regulators, the new ones that are very pro-crypto and pro-blockchain. So I would say that we've just been very involved in DC, both from a perspective of providing guidance from the industry's point of view in a way that it helps both the US grow and the blockchain industry grow both in the US and globally. And then we have basically the best-in-class technology to solve certain key problems that financial institutions have, but also governments have.
Sergey, as you mentioned, Oracle has been the technology that's making blockchains more connected and compatible, also paving the way for new digital finance use cases, would you say?
Yes, absolutely. I think our industry is at a crucial inflection point where it's going to go from being about cryptocurrencies, which are highly speculative, into the tokenization of equity, commodities, funds, and basically the entire financial system. So I think the amount of value that's going to be tokenized from the traditional financial system into the blockchain-based financial system will surpass the total value found in cryptocurrencies. And so our industry will naturally become not about cryptocurrencies, but about the tokenized version of an equity, of a commodity, of a fund. And it'll be a similar shift to what you saw with the internet, where at a certain point in the early days of the internet was synonymous with email, because email was the first use case of the internet. And that's kind of what cryptocurrency is. It's the first use case of blockchain technology and oracle networks. But now what you have moving on from there is the tokenization of these financial products, which I think will by the numbers define our industry more than cryptocurrencies.
Oh, well, absolutely. And moving on to tokenization, as you said, is going to be a game changer. But would you also say that it is about institutional adoption of digital assets that we've seen in this year? That could be yet another thing in game changing for the industry.
Yes, that's exactly what I would say. I would say that it's a complete redefinition of our industry. And that redefinition is now being massively accelerated by the US government as a priority for their economy. And because the US economy and the US financial system is the largest financial system, when it accelerates a certain type of financial product, that naturally accelerates it globally as well. So I would say that we are definitely at a key inflection point where we're now going to go straight into massive tokenization, but not of more cryptocurrencies. I mean, you'll have more cryptocurrencies, but it'll be much more about the tokenization of these traditional financial products, and the tokenized versions of those financial products will be much better than the traditional financial products.
Sergey, the other feather at the cap clearly has been Chainlink and Mastercard connecting, and that partnership that you guys have taken off. It is also connecting the off-chain payments world directly to the on-chain DeFi world in close partnership. Would you say the traditional finance and the DeFi convergence is clearly coming at fore now?
Yes, the Mastercard partnership is a very good example of how Chainlink is able to synchronize between the traditional financial world and the new decentralized finance Web3 blockchain world. Basically, we were able to allow Mastercard transactions using traditional Mastercard payment rails, together with a number of partners, to be converted into a transaction on a blockchain for the purchase of something in the Web3 public blockchain ecosystem. So this means that a Mastercard holder was able to use their Mastercard. They didn't have to deal with the blockchain, but they were able to interact with the blockchain through that Mastercard purchase. And so that's very powerful because you have over 3 billion Mastercard holders. And that is kind of the other thing that I'm seeing is that people assume sometimes that the blockchain in the Web3 world will destroy the old systems. I personally don't believe that. I think it'll be like the internet, where the existing systems choose to adopt blockchain technology as the new environment in which they conduct their transactions.
Sergey, I have one more question, and this is a forward-looking one. If you look at 2025, it has been a very strong year, whether it is about adoption levels or even the price moves that we have seen in various cryptos. What is it that you're looking at for the rest of this year, and what are the plans really that Chainlink has going forward, especially when it comes to central banks across?
I think it's been a historic year for our industry for sure. I think thanks to the Trump administration and their massive push for our industry to have, not only leeway, but to have a lot of corrections done to what was unfairly done to our industry previously, which artificially depressed what our industry was able to do. So I think the Trump administration has done an amazing job getting our industry into a completely new place, which I and many people in our industry are grateful for. From our point of view, the institutional side is where we see a lot of new adoption. We've been working with institutions basically since the start of Chainlink, including Swift and large banks, large asset managers. And in the process of working with them, we've kind of seen the evolution of their thinking and how serious they are about going on chain in production. And what I'm seeing now is that they're going on chain in production live now this year. And the ones that are going live this year are looking to scale it next year. And I see many, many more on track and with approved budgets and approved launch plans to go live and into production next year. So there's a lot of institutional adoption that we're dealing with at Chainlink because we're the leading provider of various critical capabilities to create that next level of tokenization, the equity, commodity, and fund tokenization. And then we're also now seeing more and more interest from governments because the institutional adoption makes the governments pay attention. Government adoption takes the form of government agencies choosing to use blockchains for certain things, like together with Chainlink, the US Commerce Department put data on chain for the first time, various key economic data, and also central banks. So we work with a number of central banks. We've been working with them before 2025, central banks in Asia, where I would say the most active. And the central bank level of interest in blockchain technology, especially around stable coins and payments, has also massively accelerated. So we're also doing a lot of work there.
All right, so there's lots to expect as we go ahead from this year as well. Thank you so much, Sergey, for joining in. It has been a pleasure with that conversation with you.
CNBC-TV18 presents Crypto Corner, powered by CoinDCX.